Alright guys, today we have here something extremely exciting, and that comes in the form of this really beautiful vivo X300 Ultra. Now it's not just the first Ultra to come into the global markets. In fact, this device is going to be coming here to Malaysia, and today, obviously due to embargoes and all that, just to clear it off at the start of the video, what I can show you is basically a very quick unboxing, a bit of the design, not a lot because embargo restricts me from all that. But I just hope you guys bear with me as we jump into the device and take a look at what you can expect to get from the X300 Ultra. So without further ado, let's head over to the desk where I have all my Ultra phones together with the vivo X300 Pro. We'll do a side-by-side and take a look at what's different. And yeah, let's just get a quick hands-on with the device itself. Let's go. Alright guys, so now that we are at the desk, let's take a closer look at the vivo X300 Ultra. I want to show you what's actually in the box, but obviously this has been unboxed because I did a reel for my Instagram. So we put the device to the side first as we see what else you do get in the vivo X300 Ultra's box. Now the box itself looks very basic, very similar to what you get from the X300 Pro, and there's not really a lot of stuff, but let me show it to you real quick. So first and foremost, obviously you do get a color matching kind of case. In this form, it's actually quite good quality, not really the super cheap and flimsy kind. I mean, naturally, this is the Ultra. I did wish we get a better case, but at least this has this Vivo embossed on the case, so I guess that's quite nice. Other than that, you also do get the charger, starting off with the cable at one side and the charger head itself on the other. Again, you can see that this is a Type-C port, but to enjoy the maximum speed, you definitely need to use it together with Vivo's own cable. Anyway, those are exactly what you get in the box, but now let's move that aside and take a look at the vivo X300 Ultra. Now it does come in a couple of different colors. I think there's a white mountain kind of thing, a black, as well as the green and this sort of like silver combo. I personally picked this color because I think it looks the best out of the rest. And guys, it looks really, really fantastic. Now at the back panel here, we have this really smooth matte back that doesn't capture a lot of fingerprints. I always test if it still remains fingerprints after some more oilier sessions. And the good news is that it's completely clean. Even though you have very oily fingers, it won't stick to the back. What's nice is that this is actually a two-tone kind of colorway, but you don't feel it because it's actually printed on. And instantly, you notice that we do have a more chunkier camera lens on board, comparing it to the Pro, which we will take a look later on. Very, very big. It doesn't feel as if it's top heavy. I think Vivo did a great job at the weight distribution, so whenever you use the phone, you won't feel like it's flipping off. Now, other than that, we also still get our very nice flat sides. Notice that we do have the volume rocker as well as the power button. And on the other side, it's completely clean. No buttons here at all. Now, this is the part where I bring in our own vivo X300 Pro. So like you can see, the size-wise, it's almost identical, although I noticed that the Ultra is ever so slightly larger. Just take a look at it on your own. And when it comes to the camera bump, now this is where it's the biggest difference because this uses a smaller sensor and this is a bit larger. So you can see it protrudes a little bit more. Now when it comes to the volume and power buttons, it's the same story, but on this side, you no longer get the shortcut key that was on the X300 Pro. Anyway, trade-offs being trade-offs, let's take a look back at the X300 Ultra. Now, another thing that I can jump into very quickly is just to show you the camera. But before we do that, just in terms of the megapixel count, I don't want this to be very tech heavy or spec heavy. But we do get a 200 megapixel main, a 200 megapixel telephoto, and I think a 50 megapixel ultra wide. I'm just going to disregard all those numbers because the main difference instantly when I launch the camera is that this launches in 35mm natively. Comparing it to the Pro, which is 24mm, let me just bring this box over here so you can see a difference. Now, just take a look at how close up the Ultra is compared to the Pro. Now, the reason for that is because the Ultra is meant to take more street photography, maybe more portraits. And I also noticed that because we have a larger sensor on here, you get that very nice shallow depth of field, even though you are quite a bit of a distance from the subject. Now, I'm just going to try and do a demo real quick. Let me just grab this small toy and put it over here, and let's see. So I'm quite a distance away from the toy, but let's get a photo, and let me show it to you real quick. You can see that there's actually a very nice shallow depth of field at the background. Now, of course, like I said, because of embargo, I'm not supposed to talk a lot about the cameras. But before we go, I just want to quickly compare it side by side with my Xiaomi 17 Ultra. Now, which do you guys prefer? I think it's actually offering very different experiences. For the Xiaomi 17 Ultra, it's basically, having those Leica kind of colors, whereas for Vivo, it's going to be a more natural kind of approach. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for today's video. Again, just a very quick first hands-on, first impressions kind of thing with the vivo X300 Ultra. I'm actually super excited to try this camera out because I'm not too keen about that super telephoto kind of lens. I think it's quite a hassle for some people to actually carry it around and actually install it here and there. But the lens, the zoom lens on board, I've actually tested it here in my own space and it has been excellent, guys. Not only is it extremely stable, and of course the main sensor with its 35mm native focal length is just, I think it's just something that will be so different compared to the other phones out there. Yeah, I know you can also zoom in on the other phones to get 35mm, but this is actually native. Anyway, let me know, are you guys excited for this to launching in the global markets? Are you looking forward to it? What else would you like me to test out? Feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you guys for watching once again. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.